Okay, so you've made it through all the way through step 5 of the home buying process. Once you get to this point, then you're kind of on the downhill. And so from this point on, in your contract, it also specifies what's called a financing period. And the financing period is where you get with me, the lender, and we make sure we get your loan approved so that you can head to closing, which is the final step. But your financing period involves a couple of things. Number one, your lender will order the appraisal. The appraisal report is actually your best friend because it is a completely unbiased third-party person that takes a look at the house and says, this is what your house is worth in today's market based on the most recent home sales and where you're buying. And what that report does is it tells you whether or not you're buying the house at market value or below or above, and they don't have any kind of commission or incentive on the line. They just get paid a flat fee. It is an additional cost for you. So the first cost was the inspection. The second cost is the appraisal. You have to get an appraisal done if you're financing through a mortgage lender, and you have to pay for it, and the lender has to bring that person because, long story, but in the housing crash in 2008, lenders were paying for the appraisal, and then they could just, slide some extra money and say, hey, appraise this house for this much. We don't want any of that. So the appraisal report can range anywhere from $400 to $600 depending on how big your home is and how much land and all that. But during the financing period, you get that appraisal report in, which is good because you'll know what the current market value of the home that you're buying. And then also your mortgage lender is sending all those income and asset and credit docs you've already submitted to the mortgage underwriter, who is the decision maker on the file that says, yes, we'll give you a loan, or no, we won't. So with our team, whenever we sign off on a pre-qualification, we always take a look at your assets and income up front. We don't wait for the underwriter to do it. So, but you still have to have an underwriter and licensed underwriter sign off on the loan. It's a Fannie, Freddie, and Ginnie requirement. They won't let me approve all the loans. I don't know why. Probably because I would approve everybody's loan. But that's part of the process, is you work with a processor and an underwriter. They process and underwrite the loan. And then they get you to the final step, which is step 6, where you're what's called clear to close and ready to go to closing.